Assalamu alaikum. Samir, let me tell you the story of a boy born into a prominent and wealthy family in Makkah. His family was known for their generosity, nobility, and leadership. His father was one of the distinguished figures of Makkah, owning vast lands stretching from Makkah to Ta'if. His reputation for justice and fairness was unmatched, and he was among the first to advocate cutting off the hand of a thief as punishment, a law later incorporated into Islamic jurisprudence. This boy was gifted with exceptional qualities and immense wealth from a young age. Despite living a privileged life, he developed a passion for physical activities and excelled in martial skills. He learned horse riding, swordsmanship, and archery during his childhood and quickly became a master marksman. His precision in shooting and combat skills earned him the title of the Wizard of the Battlefield. This remarkable individual was none other than Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, R.A., a name synonymous with courage and strategy. Whether on the battlefield or in sports, he was known for his brilliance and ability to turn the tide of events in his favor. A wrestling champion. Once, wrestling competitions were held in Makkah, attracting the city's strongest competitors. Hazrat Umar Farooq, R.A., known for his prowess in wrestling, was among the participants. During a match, Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, R.A., faced Hazrat Umar, R.A. Both wrestlers made tremendous efforts to overpower each other. The match went on for a long time without a clear winner until Hazrat Khalid, R.A., made a strategic move. Using his unmatched strength and skill, he managed to lift Hazrat Umar, R.A., and slam him to the ground. This move broke Hazrat Umar's shin bone, and the victory was claimed by Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, R.A. Before accepting Islam, before embracing Islam, Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, R.A., was a fierce opponent of Muslims. He used all possible means to harm Islam and often fought against Muslims in battles. His strategic mind, exceptional bravery, and military expertise made him a formidable adversary. The turning point. Despite his hostility toward Islam, Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, R.A., began experiencing a profound internal struggle. His intelligence, leadership qualities, and experience in warfare led him to ponder deeply about his actions and the message of Islam. This inner conflict eventually brought him closer to the truth. In the year 628 CE, during a season when flowers were blooming and the air was filled with hope, Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed R.A. made a life-changing decision. He embraced Islam, dedicating his unparalleled skills to the service of Allah and the defense of Muslims. From that moment onward, he became known as Saifullah, the Sword of Allah, due to his unmatched valor and contributions to the spread of Islam. This is a glimpse into the incredible journey of Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, R.A., a man who transformed from a staunch opponent of Islam into one of its greatest champions. His story is a testament to the power of faith and the profound impact of inner reflection. The incident of Muta Amr bin al-As, R.A., entered Medina alongside Hazrat Uthman bin Talha, R.A. Leading the group was Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, R.A., followed by Amr bin al-As, R.A., and then Hazrat Uthman bin Talha, R.A. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, saw them coming from afar and smiled warmly. He continued smiling until they reached him. They greeted him respectfully and embraced Islam by reciting the kalima. After this, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, decided to extend the invitation of Islam to distant regions and foreign lands. He sent several companions, R.A., with letters of invitation to Islam, addressing non-Muslim leaders and neighboring kings. Among them, Hazrat Harith bin Umayr, R.A., was sent to the Christian governor of Busra, Harith bin Shimr. However, when Hazrat Harith bin Umayr, R.A., reached the area of Muta, the local Christian ruler, Sharjil bin Amr, captured him. Disregarding the sanctity of messengers, Sharjil brutally killed Hazrat Harith bin Umayr, R.A. When the news of Hazrat Khalid bin Umayr's R.A. martyrdom reached the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, he was deeply grieved. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, dispatched an army of 3,000 mujahideen under the leadership of Hazrat Zaid bin Haritha, R.A., to avenge his blood. While sending the army, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, instructed, if Zaid, R.A., is martyred, then Hazrat Jafar bin Abi Talib, R.A., will take command. If Jafar, R.A., is martyred, then Hazrat Abdullah bin Rawaha, R.A., will lead. If Abdullah, R.A., also attains martyrdom, then the Muslims should choose their commander themselves. When Sharjil bin Amr learned about the approaching Muslim army, he prepared for battle and sought help from the Roman emperor, who coincidentally was in the area with a massive army. The Roman emperor sent 100,000 soldiers to support Sharjil. When the Muslim army approached Muta, they discovered the vast number of enemy troops and their extensive preparations for war. The companions deliberated over informing the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and requesting reinforcements. At this moment, Hazrat Abdullah bin Rawaha, R.A., addressed the Muslim army with these words, O people, why should we fear the number of our enemies? Our only desire is to sacrifice our lives for Allah's religion and attain the rank of martyrdom. Our trust is solely in Allah. Rise, take Allah's name, and march forward to achieve one of the two successes, victory or martyrdom. Inspired by Abdullah bin Rawaha's R.A. speech, the Mujahideen launched an attack on the enemy. The skies watched in awe, and the world was astonished at the courage of this small group of believers. On one side were 3,000 Mujahideen, and on the other, 100,000 heavily armed soldiers. He sent for the mother. This is the incident of art treasury. While sending the army, sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that if while fighting with the enemy, one gets martyred, then the army of Islam, Hazrat Jafar bin Abi Talib, Razi Allah Ta'ala anhu thing, repair habit. If Hazrat Jafar Razi Allah Ta'ala anhu fights jihad in the opinion of God, if he takes martyrdom, then the leadership of the Islamic army should be handled by Hazrat Abdullah bin Rawa. If he also goes to meet the Caliph Yahya, then the Muslims can choose whomever they want as leader of the army. When Sharjil bin Omar got the news of Islamic army becoming young, he started preparing for the war with full vigor, and also the Emperor of Rome, who coincidentally was present in the same area with a big army. Poets sent 1 lakh soldiers to help Sharjil. When the Islamic army came close to death, it came to know about the large number of enemies and preparations for war on a large scale. Seeing the companion of Surati Hal, the eagle and snake Rizwan Allah Ta'ala al-Ahmad Mai advised that the Prophet, peace be upon him, should be warned about the situation, and a request should be made to Medina Ahmadabad. On this occasion, Hazrat Abdullah bin Rahim, R.A., said to the Muslims that, why do people care about the number of enemies? Our only wish is that we sacrifice our lives for the sake of Allah's religion and attain the status of martyrdom. Our trust is only in Allah. Get up, take the name of Allah and achieve one of the two successes, death or martyrdom. Listening to the speech of Hazrat Abdullah bin Rahim, R.A., the Mujahideen broke down on the enemy. The sky was shocked and the world's screens were worried 3,000 on one side. Muslims faced an army of over 125,000 Rumis, Byzantines, and Arabs well equipped with advanced weapons. Despite their small numbers, the Muslim warriors, Mujahideen, attacked the enemy with such courage and determination that the enemy's ranks were overturned. Hazrat Zaid bin Haris, R.A., leading the Muslim army, Hazrat Zaid fought bravely and advanced deep into the enemy's lines, killing many. Eventually, the enemies surrounded him. Before embracing martyrdom, he left behind piles of enemy corpses. Hazrat Jafar bin Abi Talib, R.A. After Hazrat Zaid's martyrdom, Hazrat Jafar took command. With incredible bravery, he attacked the enemy ranks. Although outnumbered, he killed hundreds. During the battle, an enemy cut off his right arm. He immediately held his sword in his left hand and kept fighting with the same zeal. Seeing his determination, the enemy intensified their attack, cutting off his left arm as well. Despite this, he continued to fight until he was martyred. Hazrat Abdullah bin Rawaha, R.A. Following Hazrat Jafar's martyrdom, Hazrat Abdullah took command. He led fierce attacks against the enemy, killing whoever stood in his path. However, during the intense battle, an enemy arrow struck him, and he too embraced martyrdom. Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, R.A. After losing 3 commanders, the Muslims appointed Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed as their leader. Despite their small numbers, Hazrat Khalid's clever strategies and unmatched bravery turned the tide of the battle. On the first day, he fought so fiercely that his sword broke. By the next day, he implemented a brilliant strategy. He swapped positions of the front line and flank soldiers, giving the illusion of reinforcements. This trick demoralized the enemy, who thought fresh Muslim troops had arrived. In one decisive move, the Muslims attacked with full force. Hazrat Khalid himself charged into the enemy ranks, killing their commander. This shattered the enemy's morale, forcing them to retreat. This battle demonstrates the unwavering faith, bravery, and strategic intelligence of the Muslim warriors, especially Hazrat Khalid bin Waleed, who led the Muslims to a remarkable victory despite overwhelming odds.